We are going on the biggest adventure of our lives. Are you ready?
See me deep into the ocean, so I finally can breathe.
Woo! We've done it! We have given up life as we know it. We've taken that step of faith. It's been hard. It's been really hard. There's been big challenges, big decisions, big tears. But we are choosing faith over fear. We are going all in to find a new way to live as a family. We are not saying that we have it all worked out, but we know with every fibre of our being that we have to do this. You are so welcome to join the journey as we openly share the big and the small moments, the highs and the lows, as we muddle through the unknown. Sorry if muddling through doesn't sound very inspiring, but hey, it's honest. We don't want to pretend we have this all worked out. What we do know is that we are making space to work out who we really are as a family. We feel like we just need to learn to prioritise better, and we've just got so caught up in life. So we have set off only with what we can carry on our backs. From the moment we stepped on the plane, we realised the journey wasn't going to be what we expected. We haven't travelled since the start of the pandemic, and as some of you may know, Asia has hardly reopened to travellers. We are about to share a very special, but deeply surreal, unusual and very raw journey with you. Our eldest had been to almost 20 countries by the time he was 2 years old. Because of the pandemic, our youngest has never left the country. We've never been greeted the way we were greeted as we stepped on the plane. Flight attendants and the captain to greet us as we boarded the plane. We have never been greeted by a captain. They were so sweet to our little ones. So exciting for them. It's like they knew the journey was special and they wanted to make it even more special by welcoming us in this way. Everything was so sweet. I've never known so much help getting on an aeroplane, and we've been on hundreds of flights over the years. It was pretty emotional taking off. I don't know if it's just me being weird, but I actually love aeroplane food, especially when it's Asian. I just get so excited when they start bringing the food around. So let's take you through this. At first, I was excited to see loads of space. And to be honest, a little bit relieved, as if we test positive for COVID over the next 2 weeks, we have to go into quite a serious quarantine with 2 very little children. I'd heard of loads of people finding themselves on really horribly packed planes even during the pandemic, but this plane was pretty much empty. We're not exaggerating. As I moved around the plane on this 13-hour leg of the journey, we realised there was almost no one on the plane. Through speaking to the air attendants throughout the journey, I found out how hardly anyone has been flying out to Asia. The plane landed and we embarked upon the strangest transit layover of our lives. We were greeted by local staff who gave us colour-coded bracelets and escorted us very closely to, well, not more than 2 meters close, to the only section of the airport we were allowed to sit in for the next 7 hours with 2 children. We didn't want to be too invasive with the filming, but hopefully you're seeing what we saw. Everyone was in full safety gear, some were even wearing hazmat suits. The airport chairs were wrapped in cling film and separated with cling film. It was so strange. Pete and I were genuinely taken aback. It felt really surreal. I love how the kids were still just super excited. None of this was strange to them. They just hopped on the SkyTrain and enjoyed the journey. Okay, so food. We could either choose from a ready meal vending machine, which did look fun, or you could do what we did. We found this thing where you scan a code, order online, and they bring it to the high risk zone of the airport. Yep, because we're coming from England, we are considered high risk. But they were still willing to feed us. Yes. We had a brief chaotic and spicy meal before putting our masks back on, and then 7 hours of going up and down and filming the odd TikTok video. Then we got onto the last leg of the journey. I'd managed to make it onto something called the Sandbox program in Phuket, Thailand, which is this really unique program in Asia, one of the few ways you can get into Asia from England at the moment as a traveller. But it comes with a few surprises and some challenges. Yeah, especially if you don't like having your brain poked by somebody. The arrival was next level crazy. We thought the transit was intense. The arrival was just something else. There's so much security and so many staff involved. It was like this intense operation. It just felt like there's so many things that could go wrong with it. Woo, thank you for joining us for that part of the intense journey. There is so much more to show you. All the emotions of arriving, getting to where we're staying, what the kids made of their first Thai food, Oh, and we'll explain the rules that we have to stick to that allow us to finally enter Asia. Actually made it to Asia. Thank you so much for joining our journey. It really means the world to us.